What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to A1 Hoop Zone. Back at y'all another one, man. But before we jump into this, make sure you hit that like button, sub to the channel if you're new. Um, Also, if you want anything off these predictions, man, hit me with a comment. Let me know you want some off of it or not. We're gonna continue to put separation and win-loss column in that prediction record. All right, let's dive into this, man. So this is part two, officially number part 10 of the Quick Hits prediction series, but part two for today. If you haven't checked out part one, definitely go check that out. But again, this is the NBA predictions, all listed in one video. So stay for the entire video. Make sure you get all the predictions on this, man. But nonetheless, let's dive into this. We got the 13 and 12 Dallas Mavericks visiting the 10 and 14 Chicago Bulls. Right off the bat for this one, man, let's look at some key or major injuries being listed or reported at this time. So then that way we can know what we got going on, man. So we got Lonzo Ball again. Lonzo Ball is out. Javonte Green is listed as questionable for this one. So keep an eye out for that. He's definitely been one of those players that's been hit or miss when he's out there. He's either extremely productive or it's kind of it's hit or miss. It isn't really a consistent basis, but also I think it's hard for him to find consistent minutes. Obviously, due to the fact that you got Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, that's right there playing in that same position that he'll be in as well. So again, a lot of those players are out there or either in tandem or one's off and one on and one is off and the other's on type of situation. So it's hard for him to find some minutes in that situation of that. So stay tuned on that perspective, man. But nonetheless, we got Luka versus again DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, the obvious start for the Dallas side of things. So who do we have on this one, man? Should be a very hard, tough fought game. But you know who I'm gonna go with on this one. I'm gonna go with the Chicago Bulls to win this one, man. I think Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, Vucevic, and Alex Caruso and the rest of those guys are gonna be up to the task of first off dealing with Luka, secondly dealing with the rest of the guys that come with it, Dinwiddie, Hardaway Jr., Christian Wood, all the rest of those guys that's going to be there, man. I think this Bull team's up for the challenge, and they have the roster to be able to compete with them as well. So I expect the great showing out of the Bulls on this one. So I'm gonna rock out the Chicago Bulls to beat the Dallas Mavericks on this one, man. Next up, you got the Celtics versus the Warriors. Obviously, a rematch of last year's finals. The Celtics sitting at 21 and 5. The Warriors sitting at 13 and 13. Warriors are playing at home. Should be a great game. I believe it'll come out with a lot of playoff atmosphere type energy that's going to be out there. I believe both of these teams understand what's at stake. Obviously, with the rematch showing from last the finals, the Celtics are definitely going to come out with a chip on their shoulder and look to get some get back early and send a message. And I believe this Warriors team, definitely been hit with some injury bug, along with just kind of being a little bit off. Maybe it was due to the situation that took place with Draymond and Jordan, but nonetheless, man, this team has been kind of off as far as the chemistry and how they play in Warriors basketball in its entirety. So for injury side of things, man, Andrew Wiggins is out, Andre Iguodala out as well. For the Celtics, Gallinari is out, and Al Horford is out. Obviously, a big hit for them. Al Horford being out, he's a major piece of their strategic standpoint. They come in at, and also probably an advantage that they have as well. But nonetheless, let's get to the prediction side of things, man. Who do we have winning this one? I am going to rock out the Boston Celtics on this one. Again, like I said, I think they're going to come out with a chip on their shoulder. They're going to look to get some get back, and they're going to look to send a message to this Warriors team and let them know, this is one of those things where we're going to come out and we are going to show you guys that last year was a fluke and this year is our year. And I think that's the type of time and energy this Boston Celtics team is on. So I expect a huge game from Jason Tatum, a huge game from Jaylen Brown as well. With Andrew Wiggins being out, that's going to be a major hit to them as well. So keep an eye out for that. But again, I got the Boston Celtics winning this one, beating the Warriors tonight, man. Next up, we got the Jazz versus the Nuggets. Again, great game to watch in the West, man. 15-13 Utah Jazz versus the 15-10 Denver Nuggets. Should be a great game. Battle of the West. Playoff preview matchup we could be seeing as well. So who do we have in this one, man? Oh, Lord Marketing was the last late minute scratch for the last game. That he was listed as questionable to go in a late minute scratch just the other night. So I think that was one of the major reasons why they lost to the Timberwolves. But again, the Wolves went in on a mission, man, and they were looking to get some, send Rudy Gobert back to Minnesota with a W, holding his head high and proud, understanding he did everything he could for the Jazz. But he's on to a new franchise, and I think both franchises are moving on at this point. But for this particular game, man, who we're gonna rock with on this one? Man, I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Denver Nuggets on this one. I think Jokic and Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. is going to be up to the task to equal or hit the same intensity marks as the Utah Jazz team, along with scoring the same as well. This Jazz team attacks waves, but I think this Denver Nuggets team has the ability to do so as well. So I'm going to rock out with the the Denver Nuggets to win this game on this one. And then last game of the night, man, we got the Portland Trailblazers versus Timberwolves. Timberwolves in at 13-12, Blazers in at 13-12 as well, so identical records, and we could be seeing again a Western Conference playoff preview as well. So this one is one of those games, man, where it's Trailblazers just came off of getting a W against the Utah Jazz, so they still on the West Coast. Obviously, they're playing against a team in the Portland Trailblazers. That Damon's back, Jeremy Grant, Josh Hart, Anthony Simons, and Yukis Nurkic. So yeah, they have a team that's definitely built to compete and play different styles of basketball. But for this prediction, man, I'm going to rock out the Portland Trailblazers to win this one. I feel again that there's going to be too much. I think Anthony Edwards and Karl-Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert are the major big three, as D'Angelo Russell is kind of a hit or miss when it comes to showing up when his team needs him type situation. So we'll have to wait and see with this one. But again, I'm rocking out the Trailblazers on this one, man. So as a quick recap for the picks, I got the Bulls beating the Mavericks, Celtics beating the Warriors, Nuggets beating the Jazz, and Trailblazers beating the Timberwolves. That's all I got for you, man. I appreciate you stopping through. Make sure you hit that like button, sub to the channel if you're new. Leave a comment in the comment section. I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of y'all. And if you wish to support the channel, that information is floating at the bottom of the screen. It's also in the description of the video. Again, I appreciate you stopping through, and I'll catch you on another one, man.